Cap à présent sur notre deuxième sujet de cette
On the second lead this morning for us here, sometime after the famous statement of French President Emmanuel Macron on the relationship between poverty and high birth rates in Africa, ECOWAS parliamentarians and West African Economic Community have asserted to limit the number of children per woman by 2030. The aim is to reduce the fertility rate in the sub-region to 5.6 children per woman in a bid to promote development.
The West African politicians met at a conference on health and family planning in Ouagadougou, Burkina Faso, where they said they are committed to allocate 5% of national budgets to family planning programs in order to cut birth rates in the region. The population in the 15-nation West African regional bloc is the highest in the world and will reach 1 billion people by 2050 if no changes are made. Following the conference, countries in the region have been urged to adopt measures including universal access to family planning, improved education for women and better health care of children to bring about a rapid voluntary decline in the birth rate. But experts argue that high population growth is really not an impediment to development, particularly in Africa. Some also argue that poverty is the cause of high birth rates. But time will tell if ECOWAS will be able to reach their target.
Bien, on en parle tout de suite avec Bénédicte Gastineau du laboratoire
and to help us figure this out is Bénédicte Gastineau,
Marseille en France. Bénédicte, bonjour et merci d'être avec nous sur le Morning Call
France. Now, welcome. You have been interested in population growth on the continent, and you say that it is important to take into account the diversity of demographic situations in Africa when discussing the issue of fertility. Tell us more.
Oui, il y a une très grande variabilité dans les niveaux de fécondité.
Yes, there is a very great variability in fertility levels. When we talk about population growth in Africa, whether seen from Africa or seen from Europe, we often cite Niger with its fertility level of between 7 and 8 children per woman. But it does not represent Africa or even West Africa. Not far from Niger are Togo, Benin, and even Mauritania, which have fertility rates of less than 5 children per woman. It is far from the 8 children as it is in Niger, and then fertility is even lower when one descends to the south of the continent. In southern Africa and oppositely in the northern, countries such as South Africa, Tunisia, and Morocco have indices between 2 and 3 children per woman. Now, Tunisia has a fertility level equivalent to that of France, for example, so there is a great variability within the continent, even within countries. In general, major cities have much lower fertility levels than rural ones. In Madagascar, the capital, Antananarivo, is at 2.7% per woman. Now, it is a level that has been close to 3 for 30 years. We are talking about drops in the fertility rates that are very old and show that there is no particular demographic or fertility model in Africa.
Parlant justement de la fécondité en Afrique,
you claim that fertility is an evolution in this sense, and contrary to what others say, African mothers delivered fewer children. Yes, of course. On fertility declining everywhere in Africa, even in Niger. Additionally, on a continental scale, women today have fewer than 5 children on average, whereas they had almost 7 children in the 1950s. Now, finally, countries have experienced rapid and rather spectacular declines. Ivory Coast, for example, have decreased from 8 to 5 children between 1975 and today. So finally, if we rationalize, we see that the decline in fertility in Africa appears to be particularly rapid for some countries compared to the demographic transition in Europe, which has lasted for more than 100 years for some countries. Now, even though African women considerably limit their fertility, we must still remember and bear in mind that fertility is falling everywhere and for a long time in some countries.
Voilà, essayons de crever l'abcès.
Now, some states, such as Niger, still carry out campaigns on birth control because there is, for instance, too great a population to be nurtured, educated, and most youths are idle, and this constitutes a big problem according to economic analysts faced with these challenges of reducing the number of children per woman.
Alors, en tout cas, il faudra faire avec.
Well, it will have to be done because, as I told you earlier, population growth will continue because there is a very strong demographic in Asia.
Et donc, elle va continuer, cette croissance
Now,
démographique.
population growth will continue. Populations will continue to grow. It will be necessary to do this, and the best is to profit from it and benefit from it. But for this, it is necessary to understand why in countries like Niger and other regions, fertility decline is not happening, or it is very slow. In fact, in these countries, there is a great rationality to have 6, 7 to 8 children because mortality remains very strong. We deliver many children hoping that a big percentage will remain alive, and then these children are the health insurance of old people, unemployment, security for their parents, especially in the context of poverty. If you have no child, you have no one to take care of you when you're sick or old. When you have no work, or when you are too old to meet your own needs. Therefore, it is because of these factors that we must act now if you want to reduce fertility.
Et la baisse de la fécondité, elle sera d'autant plus rapide et durable que ces fonctions d'assurance, notamment, et de redistribution, ne pèseront plus sur les enfants, mais sur des systèmes d'assurance publique, associatifs ou mutualistes. C'est là-dessus.
Now we must be able to improve the lives of people.
Voilà. Bénédicte, je voudrais savoir en quoi...
Now, I would like to know, how would the demographic explosion of the African continent be a problem for other continents? The issue of immigration has been recurring every year. Well, the theme of migration today, or rather the subject of migration today, is often associated with population growth in Africa. But first of all, it must be taken into account that migrations and the movement of African people are carried out first among African populations and between African countries. Migrants who arrive in France, for example, or in Europe have different backgrounds and histories, but many are students or young grown-ups who seek jobs or status they will not find in their home countries, and this has nothing to do with population growth. Now, similarly, people fleeing conflicts and wars arrive in Europe. So here again, we can see it has little to do with demographic growth.